Hi and welcome to Dressage and Lightness Online. I'm Leanne Williams. Today we're working with Fordson. Fordson's come to Avoca Park for 2 weeks training. Now Fordson's a Clydesdale thoroughbred cross and he's a regular client of Avoca Park, and so what his owner does is send him to us for a couple of weeks, a couple of times a year, and that aids her. She's a professional lady and that aids her in her development and education of him, and aids him in his education as well. So we're going to start Fordson exactly the same way as we start every other horse. We've got the cavesson on at the moment. I'm just cross-checking that that's all in fitting him well, and it is. So it's sitting just on the ridge of his nose. And so what we're going to talk about first of all is Fordy's conformation, so his natural way of carrying himself. Now you'll see that he's got quite a developed brachiocephalic muscle, that this is this muscle here, and that's always been an issue. He's been coming here for a little bit of time, and what we want to see, you can see he's got this little inversion through here. If I look at him from the side, I would like to see that his front legs are 90 degrees to the ground when he stands naturally, so he does the balancing thing quite well. Good, we don't want them resting. Good, so there we go. So there's the front legs, 90 degrees. If I had made a plumb line and I dropped my whip from the middle of where his brand would be, the middle of his shoulder, you want it to go down the middle of the forearm, the middle of the knee, middle of the upper arm I should say, the middle of the knee, the middle of the cannon bone, the middle of the fetlock, the back of the coronet band to get my 90-degree angle. What I'm also looking for is that the point of hock is underneath the point of buttock and it's not standing at the back, so that's all good. And then what we'd like to see with him is for him to stretch this top line. So I want to look at them from the beginning and go, okay, are the muscles on the top line shorter or longer than the muscles on the bottom line? So at the moment, the way he's standing, the muscles on the top line are shorter. He's a little inverted. So the first exercise that we're going to do with him is get him to release this muscle that he's using here to carry his head. Good. And I want him to stretch it down. Now he's familiar with a lot of these exercises. This is a matter of improving the posture that he has. And what we'll do is I would like to see this rounding a little bit more out of the withers. So he starts to come back up again and then we see here contracting. I would like to see that the underside of his neck stays relaxed. Good. Oh. So that's really interesting. I've asked for the stretch, but it's taken a front leg. There's my mobility of the jaw. That's excellent. So we're asking, yeah. And once again, position, legs. Good. Now I would like very quietly, I'm only asking him very quietly to stretch that neck, but the stretch of the neck we do not want it to involve movement of the legs. Now the reason why that happens, this muscle here, it's connected in at the pole and it's also connected to the shoulder. So if it's strong, when I stretch him down like this, if it's being overused, it pulls the shoulder forward. So in essence it pulls them onto the forehand. So our job is to teach the horses to carry themselves with their head and neck independent of their body. Good, so the next exercise I'm doing is just some suppling work. So I would like to see this disappear, so I'm going to stretch. There you go, now it's gone. So look how loose we are through here. And now I'd like to see him bend a little bit to his right, good, without it impacting on his body. I look at the front here, I would like to see the front legs stay dead parallel, good. Good, and I would like to see the shoulders stay very centered. Now we're asking for the left bend. Good, same deal. I don't want him to roll his body weight too much to the right shoulder. Good, so I keep my eye on that as I ask for the bend, and I ultimately would like to see 90-degree bend. Now you can see how nicely this gets these muscles up here to work, and we're still quite relaxed through here. Now I don't have complete 90-degree bend, so I'm going to ask, get a bit greedy, ask a little bit more, and that's what will happen. When you get to the point of their ability to stretch, the legs start to go. So, and that's okay, that just gives me a little bit of a insight into where his suppleness is. So I bring him around again, that's my 90 degrees, yeah, I just got to the point. Now, I'm not pushing the stretch, I don't want to push it to the point where he is uncomfortable. and finds it too difficult, and we create another issue. But I'm going to quietly ask him to turn. Ho, ho, ho. Good. Very good. And the other thing I do not want to see is any kind of head tilt here. So we're bringing him around. Good. Good. And so now you can start to see him from the front as well as he's moved his legs quietly. Good. And I'm going to ask for the stretch, which makes it more difficult again. I know, mate. Good boy. So now we're on the other side. Now you can see we're a little bit strong through here. So my first job, first of all, is to get the front legs straight. There they are. Now we do the stretch. Good. That didn't involve, he's a little bit too rolled onto the right shoulder, I can see. So if I ask for the bend to the right, very quietly. Good boy. You can see he's nice and loose through here. You can see he's switched on these muscles, these carrying muscles at the top. I don't have a head tilt, so that's terrific. Good. What you will see with the geldings is a lot of the time they'll drop down like he's dropping down. As we let their bodies go and we relax their minds, guess what happens to the geldings? Good. Good boy. Now I'm going to ask for the reach. Oh, oh, oh. So he pulled it down himself. No, now he's pushing against me. Good. And again, we're going to ask him for the reach. I'm just going to quietly stay with him. I'm going to let him straighten up in a moment. Good. So now he's popped his legs in 4 different directions to make the bend a little easier. Good. And the stretch. Well done. Now I'm going to wait just a moment. Then I'm going to drop it, and now he can do whatever he wants to do. So I'll watch what he wants to do. There's the chew, there's a little shake. Yep. And so we'll watch. You see how he's loaded up the right shoulder? We'll take note of all the things that they do. He's gone back to his comfortable position. There's a little bit of chewing still going on there. And that's all fine because that's his comfortable position. But a lot of the time, that comfortable position over the right shoulder like that, this horse is a left bend horse. So we need to keep stretching the left side of his body. So I'll just wait till we get rid of the little head shake. That's just him releasing his muscles. Yep, and as soon as he doesn't find that too difficult, oops, it's just started raining here. Good boy. Good. Good, so I'm going to stretch that neck down. Going to go again as soon as his ears are on the roof. Good. So stretch that neck again. Great. So I'm looking for the front legs to be straight. Yeah, very good. You can still see, you'll be able to see on the camera how much he's rolled onto the right shoulder. So we're going to go to the right bend again, and that'll help centre him. Good. Very good. There's the bend. And now I'm looking for the stretch. Fabulous. I'm going to let him have that again because that was a good bend. Yeah. That was a very good bend. So when you're stretching them a little bit in a different direction to what they normally do. Yeah. Let them rub it out a little bit. Good. And we'll come down again. Because I ultimately want him to be lunging in this posture. Good. Take the balance back. Good. And the stretch. Yeah. I know it's difficult, mate. I've got the front leg straight, so I can safely bring him around to the left this time. You can see he's just starting a little head tilt. Good. Good, that's a better stretch. So I'm stretching the whole right side of his body now, and now I'm going to ask him to, oh, good man. Good man. Very good. That's fabulous. I'll let it go again. He can do his own little shakeout. Always watch if they do swing their heads around, that cavesson will hurt. You've got to have time, but their time needs to be in their own personal space. Good. We'll go one more time to the right. Excellent. Good. Very good. That was much easier. Now we're doing the downward stretch. Yeah, yeah. Fabulous. So a lot of this is just a reminder for 40. He's done it all before. So what we're going to do next is ask him to walk. Yeah, we'll let him have a little stretch. Now when we go forward and ask them to walk, we want him to be able to hold the same posture. So what we don't want, what this is good at, is for teaching the horses to not use their heads and their necks and the bridle in essence, or the bit, or the hands that are holding it, for leverage to walk on. So we just start him straight first, with some lengthening. Balance first, lengthen the neck, and then ask him to step forward. Good. I'm looking for the first step to be from a hind leg. Good. And that he doesn't lean and pull forward with his front leg steps. And I'm just going to start on a circle today. Good. In each direction. What I'm looking for is that outside hind leg stepping into the footprint of the outside front, so I know he's straight along the outside of his body. Good boy. Very good. Good. Now he's pushing me, so that's when I know he's losing his balance. Stretch again. Yeah. That involved the front legs. Good. You can see he went. That's a very interesting thing to see if you even want to replay it. When he went to walk off, his left front leg crossed over to the right side. So that tells me that he's leaning to the right shoulder as he takes the step forward. Good, that was a better step. And we want him to be centered. Fabulous. Good. Very good. So we're looking for that walk again. I would like to be holding this clip very, very lightly here, which I am. And he's just pushing his left elbow past my rib cage, my torso. That means he's pushing me. My walk's not changing. I would like his walk to stay exactly the same as well. I do have the outside hind leg stepping into the footprint of the outside front. Good, so I know the outside of his body's holding the line of the circle. That's excellent. Good, steady. And let down. Great. Very good. Very good. Now let's do a half circle change direction. And we're going to be looking for the new outside hind leg, which is his left one, stepping into the footprint of his right. There's no loss of balance here. He has done this before, so this is good. We'll always cross-check with every horse that all the factors that we're looking for are there. Good. Very good. And we're turning. Good. Oops, there he fell to the right shoulder. So this is the side. Remember, he's a left bend horse. So what I'm doing now is touching him on the right shoulder, saying, on the line of this circle, I want you to be able to step around it. Good boy. Good boy. I can feel him lugging a little bit here, so I need to bring him forward. Excellent, he's getting a bit heavy. Good, lost the outside hind leg, don't you lean. Good boy. Good ask. Whoops, there's a cough. Come forward. So we don't want him, you can see him drifting out to the left. Good, I'm losing the left hind leg. So what we're going to do tomorrow is take him around the wall. Today's just to keep him lengthening and walking. Good. Tomorrow I'll use the wall to help me keep that left hind leg in line. Good boy. Today I'm looking for the stretch. Good. And the balance. There we go. And actually got the hind leg now. The stretch will help pull that hind leg forward. Good. That's a better balance. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, that's 40 session. We'll bring him in over here. We're going to look for our balanced halt. And one more step. I'll ask him to bring that leg forward. Good boy. Yeah, lovely. So that's 40's first session today, and we'll continue on with that tomorrow with going around the edge of the arena and into the lunging. So we'll see you tomorrow.